Viewer discretion is advised. Your fave will be criticized.
That's Shan.
That's Chris.
And you are watching CCTV, the nonstop pop show.
And welcome to a pop-tastic edition of a Pop Off, the ultimate music showdown featuring all the units of NCT.
If you're wondering who we are, Shan and I have a huge range of experience in the music industry, from performing on stage to working at record labels. So we have a lot of insight into this crazy music industry. And if you've made it this far, please subscribe to our channel and give us a like. And for our listeners, a rating and review on your preferred podcast platform would be very much appreciated.
Indeed, indeed. And if you're new here, Pop Off is a segment here on CCTV where we take on some tracks, compare the songs, videos, and performances, and then pick our favorites in each category. Then we each choose an ultimate winner. By the way, this is meant for pure fun, so please do not take it too seriously. We are fans of all the members of NCT. But today, we are going to take a look at the Limitless group and each of the subunits and their lead singles released in 2021. So let's get ready to rumble!
NCT is a boy band formed by SM Entertainment, and they were introduced in January of 2016. As of April 2021, the group consists of 23 members, and they are divided into 4 different subunits. For the past 5 years, the boys of Neo Culture Technology have released music as NCT 127, Dream, and WayV, with songs in English, Korean, and Chinese, and I think Japanese as well for some of the units.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Most recently, an American version, NCT Hollywood, which will be formed via a reality show, was announced, and I am so excited for that. It's either going to be a mess or awesome or both.
Right. I want all of it. Honestly, because it's an American show, if they wanted to do well out here and not just broadcast it, like in Korea, they're going to make it messy. They're going to make it real messy.
Yay. Okay. Anyway, let's get into the pop-off.
Round 1.
First in the ring is NCT with Let's Play Ball Universe.
Player 1.
It was made by Alexandru Florin, Brian Isaac, Carlos Batty, Dem Joints, Ryan S. June, Kenzie, Marcel Botezan, Wayne, Hector, and member Mark. And NCTU is actually the first subunit of NCT, and their name stands for Neo Culture Technology United. And it has no set members as it changes and rotates with each single. But for this particular single, the members participating are Do Young, Jungwoo, Mark, Xiaojun, Jeno, Haechan, Jaemin, Yangyang, and Shotaro. And this is the main single off the NCT album Universe, released this year in December.
Yes. Oh man, that's a lot of writers. So wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So I always think NCTU is really fun, right?
Mhm,
Because it is different members. So they hopefully are choosing like the ones that are best for the song. So it's always just kind of fun to watch. So yeah, getting into the song itself. First off, with that "Let's Play Ball" hook, it's a lot. I don't love it, honestly. I've gotten used to it now that I know it's happening, and I think as it continues in the song with like more of them chanting it, I think it works. But
right.
Don't love it. But anyway, talking about the production overall, it's very energetic.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on, but it's mixed really nicely, and it never really sounds too muddled, which I think SM has now figured out.
Right.
Out of all their production.
Right.
And I think all the transitions are smooth and the builds are really nice. I like the kind of twinkly sound that's under the chorus. There's like this talk boxy thing under Mark's second verse.
Yes.
And then that little acapella moment. So yeah, it's fun. What do you think of the production?
Honestly, when I heard the teaser, I actually wasn't too bothered by that hook. Let's Play Ball. Because I like when groups come up with concepts that are outside of like, not just we're men in suits, we're bad boys. So I thought, oh my gosh, they're going to be singing about baseball, but making it a metaphor about love. But I have to say, when the song actually did come out, I was very much bothered by it. Oh boy, I have to say though, after listening to it for this episode, I noticed that Mark's intro goes on and on into the "What You Got" with Jaemin and then Do Young singing. And I noticed that with 2 8 counts or like 16 bars each of each vocalist, a member introduces a new melody, kind of creating this whole like polyphonic effect.
Mm.
I'm not a fan of the choice of chant, but I do appreciate the concept of stacking different melodies that are complementary to each other, but they just happen to be more rap and sense. But yeah, if you listen, everything starts to get lower with each introduction of each new member. And I think what really does save the song, not save it, that's like it's drowning somewhere. What really does help the song for me, help it with its listenability, or is that a word?
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, are the transitions into the verses, pre-hook, into the choruses. They're really smooth, like you said, and the tensions for each section swells and releases really nicely. The R&B sections are like, oh, we love them. I mean, that's SM, right?
Mhm.
We love that. But I have to say that the Totoro's like video gamey part for Make the World Stop, like after he says Make the World Stop, it gets like it gets really like it feels abrupt to me. It feels abrupt to me. It does come again toward the end of the song. And luckily the words and the vocals play with the production, so it doesn't come across as too abrupt, but it did seem a little bit random. And the chorus is a little underwhelming, like melodically, like you're my world, my universe. And
Mhm.
like you said, with that twinkling kind of like video gamey sound, it's just I wanted a little bit more. But I think the highlights were definitely the guitar like synth that plays in the second verse. Like someone was going off on them keys. You could tell it was a synth. I wish it was a real guitar, but they were going off.
Love
But yeah,
that.
but yeah. What did you think about like the lyrics? Because I feel like they got lost in translation, like literally, and also with just the tone of the song. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't fully understand the let's play ball even aspect of that. That almost felt like they just wanted something there that was visual, so they had some sort of theme to go off in the music video. I mean, I think the lyrics are cute, you know.
Right.
I really don't have much else to say about that. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
they don't seem too inspired. I mean, what do you think?
Same. I mean,
Yeah.
lyrically, the song seemed a lot more inspirational than romantic in nature. I mean, but it is actually about like navigating through the darkness and being quote unquote filled with light. They do say this in the lyrics.
Mm,
And they seem to be willing to play in a game of love. And essentially the lyrics are saying that they will take whatever life will throw their way if it means that they can be with that person that they love. And I was like,
uh,
you ain't got to make it that deep. If anything, I think if they were going to go for this let's play ball, I'd rather have it been more combative or a little bit more bravado. Like, hey, we're that group. Like, give me some of that cherry bomb energy. Give me some of that lemonade energy where it's like, hey, let's play ball. Like, we're in the game right now. We about to kill the game. Like, less about love and more about like just
yeah.
being that group. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But as a final thought, I think that having so many hands in the pot attributed to this smorgasbord symphony that was taking place, it's
Yeah.
not a bad track, but maybe sometimes less is more.
I agree. It definitely it's a lot. And I think some of the melodies are nice and
Yeah.
pleasing, and others are a bit jarring. And it's just kind
Yeah.
of it's just a lot. And I think I agree. Like when you have this many people and you are doing the whole Frankenstein thing,
Yeah.
which as we learned in our Move interview, is what's a lot of, that's what's happening in K-pop right now.
Yes.
It's just too much. Like I
Yeah.
don't want to listen to this.
Right.
So
Right.
overall, it's okay. They have
Mhm.
better. Player 2 is NCT 127 with Sticker.
Player 2.
This was done by Calixte, Dem Joints, Prince Chappelle, Ryan June, Youngjin Woo, and members Mark and Taeyong. Slightly less people than the other song. So the group's number 127 refers to the longitude for Seoul, where they are based, and they debuted in July of 2016. And this single, Sticker, was the title track and lead single from the album, released in September 2021. And the album has sold extremely well around the world and is on course to win quite a few awards as of this recording. So what do you think of the production and vocals of Sticker?
Okay, I have to be honest with you. That flute was driving me mad when I first heard it. Like as an intro, I was like, oh, what's this? But as it just kept going through the song, I was getting a little irritated. It was giving me very much recorders that you receive from music class in like elementary school, like it was giving me that. And, and to be honest with you, I don't even think the guys were that excited to hear this. or to do this song when they first listened to it. Like, I mean, I think there's footage of them for their behind the scenes. Taeyong is just vibing. He's like, yeah, sticker. This is great. And everyone else is just, their lives are flashing before their eyes. Like, what is this? Like, what is this? The song is super high. There's a lot going on. I think they were intimidated by it because it is a lot going on. But I have to say, they delivered really effective vocals, and director Wu, I think the one that they've been working with for this song, he did a great job with them. But yeah, that flute, well, I had to find out where it was from. So, you know me, I did some digging, and apparently the flute is a sample from a Brazilian song called Che Taco o Taco. I'm so sorry, my Brazilian is not good. My Portuguese is not good. But yeah, apparently there's a Brazilian song with the flute there. A lot of people thought it was a Nigerian instrument, a flute. But yeah, and then on top of that, I also found out some more information about Kalish.
Sure.
One of the songwriters, he actually created the demo for this song, and it was called Jack Move. Okay, so here's the thing. Jack Move was a little bit more rambunctious in nature. It still had the flute, it still had that really like gritty bass that we love to hear, but the lyrics were like, soon as I saw her, it was like, over, you know what, I'm with it, run that sexy chicka, yes. So a lot of the lyrics were a lot more like, hey, it's a stick up, it's a stick up. Like he's snatching somebody's girlfriend from them, not sticker. But I guess SM was like, oh, sticker, and turned it into sticker. But yeah, that might actually explain why the roll up to the party line is there, because when you roll up on somebody, you're hitting a lick or something. Like he's trying to hit a lick on this guy with a hot girl. He's like, I'm snatching your girl from you. So even though it was really random at the end of the song, that might explain why I was there. That's my research.
Love it. That's interesting. Actually, really, I think the distorted flute thing is cool. Actually, I think the play between that and then that really thick synthy bass, I think that's a cool dynamic. And I think the drum beat that they chose is an interesting choice. It's actually mainly clicks in the chorus as opposed to like a snare drum. So I just think it's an interesting choice production wise. But yeah, I think this song is a huge grower. I thought it was really annoying at the beginning also. But wow, like honestly, the like a sticker, like that like literally was in my head immediately, and it's still in my head now. Like it's like it is so easy to like sing along, and it's fun to sing along to, do that with it. So yeah, it's interesting you mentioned the roll up to the party part, because that's the one part of the song that I'm like, I don't get it. Like, what is this? Like, it makes no sense lyrically, it makes no sense production wise. Like, okay, so what did you think of the vocals in the song?
The vocals were really stanky. Again, the Khalid, he did a great job creating the foundation that SM has now used, right? So I mean, with all the introductions of different sounds, I mean, if you think about it, the elements of SM are there, like the melody of the chorus, the bridge, and even the ending with the roll to the party part. I'm pretty sure that they added their own elements here and there, but for like a foundation, he did a really good job. So all that stankiness that he had about taking someone's girl, it was delivered so romantically and sticker, and it just made everything sound so twangy and had like an attitude where, oh my god, the delivery was great. And I have to say, like, Taeyong's rap in the beginning, he definitely likes to play around with his cadence and his flow, and he makes it really interesting for me, because he could easily have someone write the raps, but he tries to do, even with Mark, they do try to write their own raps, and it's not like, oh my god, lyrically, like, wow, this is like a mastermind at work here. But you can listen to it and be like, oh, that's fun. It gives choreographers something to work with. It kind of allows the producer to kind of maybe add something that may have not been there originally, and even challenges their pen where they like, oh, I want to add something here. I want to kind of make a little ad lib here. That's kind of cool. So I appreciate the creativity that was taken, the creative liberties that were taken after receiving the demo, for sure. What about you?
Yeah, I think I also want to give props to Taeyong. He has a really distinctive tone and a really distinctive rapping style. Like just like the way his flow is always like a little, not off, but it's just like, it's not a normal like cadence, I guess, of like how he's, and his pronunciation as well, he plays around with as well. So I always find it really interesting to hear what he comes up with.
Mhm.
Production wise, I actually don't love the distortion that they put on the verses. I find it a little jarring, and I think it actually takes away from their delivery because like you sent me a version that a fan put together on YouTube of like the studio session, and it was like raw vocals of them just in the studio. And I loved hearing that. And I think Taeyong's verse actually came across better in that than it actually does in the final production.
Yeah, you're right. Because it sounds like they're on the phone. Like I think Do Young was singing at one point. It was weird. And I was like, what's happening?
And the delivery is sassy. Like there's a swag to it, and that distortion takes away from it. I have to give a shout out to Mark. I love his verse in this. I think this is the best verse he's done in a title track for 127 in a long time. I think it's the perfect amount of attitude. His use of like breath and like sound, like vocalization in it is like really, really well done. And again, is better emphasized in that raw studio session. So really enjoyed that. Otherwise, I think, again, great backing vocals. That's again, an SM thing.
For sure.
And all the layers and stuff are all, of course, just like beautifully produced. So any other thoughts on the lyrics other than the roll up to the party line that makes no sense?
The lyrics are I love them. So again, with the stankiness that was there in the original kind of delivery and the stankiness that is there now, the song is very much like, hey, listen, I'm that guy. I can be that guy. I will always be that guy. You know, like, hey, pick me. And we're going to talk about it a little bit later, but it's even in the video and even in the dance, you could see this very much like, this is my moment. It's my time to shine. I'm gonna talk my ish. And this is what I wanted, the bravado that I wanted in Let's Play Ball, the confidence, but delivered with love as like a message. I can handle this. You know what I'm saying? So I liked it for sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of innuendo there. They really used the idea of a sticker. So I enjoyed it. I think it seemed really clever from what I understood of it. So
up next in the ring is NCT DREAM with Hot Sauce.
Player 3.
This song was done by Soki Siren, Cho Yoon Kyung, John Mitchell, Martin WayV, Moon Yorum, Minos, Hana, Philip Kimbo, Tinashe Sibanda, and Yu Young Jin.
Well, it's a lot of people again. All right.
This group actually debuted in 2016, and their theme centers around teenagers and the high teen concept. And the members of this group formerly functioned under a graduation system where a member leaves after a certain time, but now they are a permanent lineup. And the single Hot Sauce is the lead single from the unit's first studio album of the same name, and it broke sales records when it was released in May 2021. So what are your thoughts about Hot Sauce? Keep it
So this for me is an example of a song where I would never want to listen to it, but whenever they perform it, I enjoy watching it.
Okay.
It's just, this is an example for me of like noisy K-pop. Like it's just very not pleasant to the ear and clearly made for a performance is how I view it.
World of dance, like
So from the production wise, that little female voice doing that noise in the beginning, I don't even know what to even call that. It's interesting, and I think the way it's used is interesting, but like there's no real chorus, you know. And then they just kind of start yelling, so it's just this isn't for me. But I think the highlight of the production, I like that kind of slowed down siren sound that kind of is in parts of it. And I think the overall build is really great for the song, but I think it is just made for performance, and I don't know, it's just, I don't love it.
You know what, when I first heard the song, again, I wasn't really digging it. I don't know what this is. I think SM's hitting this thing with me where it's just not like an instant snatcher, which is fine because then I have to, not have to, but then I choose to re-listen to it and like find elements about it that I like. Hot Sauce, I can't remember saying, oh my God, let me like, even now I can't readily identify a melody and tell you who's going to sing when. And look, it took me a couple listens actually when we were preparing for this to kind of be like, oh, okay. I did actually kind of start to like the song. I don't know when, but I started to like it, but I still, again, can't tell you the melody at all. I just remember the beat. I remember the instrumentation of it, not the vocals or anything. Sorry, guys. But speaking of the mumbling, that pitched mumbling,
Mhm.
it was again, it wasn't bothering me, but it was something was pestering me. Like, you know what this is, Chan. You know what this is. So you know what I did? I pulled out my trusty shovel and started digging. So I found out something interesting about
Mhm.
I found out something very interesting about this song. So the mumbling that I wasn't crazy. There's a song that goes. It is a South American song where this guy purposely mumbles, and it sounds exactly the way you heard it in Hot Sauce. Now I could be wrong, but for me, it sounds like a sample. I could be wrong, but I think they pitched up the Macaron Chacharon song and put it in Hot Sauce, which is like kind of clever for me, and it kind of ties in that whole South American theme of the song. That's where that came
Interesting,
from.
but they're not credited as a writer.
I don't think so.
Okay, so you may have just started a lawsuit. No, I'm kidding.
Look at me shifting the paradigm. But yeah, I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong. It could be a case of somebody going up to a microphone and just mumbling some crap and then them pitching it out. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, when you mentioned like a female voice, I thought you meant that hot sauce keep it dripping. Yeah. I hated how high their voices were for that hot sauce chant. Can I just say that? I thought it made them sound like they were kids again. They're all like 21 now. Like, I didn't like that part. I wish it would have been more like in their not chest voice, more in their natural voices.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at that completely. I kind of, it grew on me. But yeah, I didn't like it at first. It sounded too childish. But I do like the guitar that comes in as Renjin, Chinlei, and Ji-sung starts singing. Ji-sung sounds like a baby Baekhyun to me. I don't know why. He just sounds like Jaemin. Jaemin sounds like a baby Baekhyun to me. His voice is very kind of, it's warm-ish and that kind of, not that, don't give me that face.
What?
No. I'm not saying like in the sense of power, but his tone. He kind of has like that kind of sound here. I sound terrible.
No, I don't hear it, but okay, continue.
How you not hear it? Oh, I'm gonna let you talk, but that don't make no sense. Jaemin kind of sound like a little baby Baekhyun, and there's one part of the song he starts to sing. He sounds like leave a comment below if you hear what I'm talking about. And if you or if you don't hear what I'm talking about. Anyway, their harmonies sound good. I think because they have different kind of tones in this group, that's why a lot of the older NCT units pluck from them, because like we need a higher vocal. Let's get Haechan. We need something that's a little bit more like fuzzy and fuzzy with the vocals, the vocal fry. Jaemin delivers that in Make a Wish. So they pluck from this group. They have a lot of different voices you can play with for sure. But the lyrics, I gotta say, were a little spicy for, pun intended or no pun intended. But they're not too bad. I think they're definitely about expanding your palette past the basic guys that you usually mess around with. I don't think they're too bad though. What do you think?
They're kind of dirty. I mean, especially for like a group that is supposed to be like the young and innocent one, which I guess the whole point is that they're moving away from that image now that they are this like permanent group. Dirty.
They're not that dirty, are they?
I mean, it depends on how you read into it, I guess.
Oh, see me, my innocent brain. I'm like, oh, they want me to expand my palette. Like, you're just like, nah, it's nasty.
Yeah. Okay, but going back to the vocals, I agree. I think the range that's shown in this group is really great. I think that kind of really high chant, I guess, for the chorus, I think it's supposed to be like the biggest contrast you can get from the Golema dish, like I think it's like you want the biggest contrast between those two. And so I think that's why they did that. And I think the yelling also adds to the performance of it, because again, it's more about the dynamic of it. So that goes back to my thought that this was just made for a performance. Our final player for this pop-off is WayV with Kickback.
Player 4.
Done by Harold Philippon, Jasmine Khatib Nia, Keenan Casey Moore, Ryan June, and YTP. And this is produced by Alon. So WayV stands for We Are Your Vision, and they are the China-based subunit of NCT. And their name is not associated with NCT or SM Entertainment due to the political issues between Korea and China. Yeah, because, there's that whole kind of like Hallyu ban or whatever. So they needed to like be as unrelated as possible. Anyway, Though they promote mainly in China, they have charted extremely well across the rest of the world. Just like their other counterparts, they do promote on the Korean music shows as well. So I'm glad for them because this is not an XOM situation.
Yes.
Anyway, Kickback was released in March 2021, and it was a lead single from the EP of the same name. So what do you think of Kickback?
We gotta kick
it back.
Okay, so I like how confident the rap lines are in the beginning, but the cadence is just very like, ba-da-ba. Like each of them end on a snap. Like
the rap is it feels very uninspired.
There are harmonies in the first verse that do play with the chords that are being played. It's really nice. It kind of adds a little bit more energy to the verses that are otherwise a little bit more subdued and quiet. It really makes those parts swell because you think something's going to happen. It's like the harmony to rap kind of line, and we're kind of singing It just makes a nice tension, and then release is quite nice as well. I have to say, Xiaojun and Ten's voice, their voices, they sound great, but in the pre-hook, it sounds so dramatic. Like they emote very well, and I guess it fits with the lyrics. And also when you introduce R&B chords in any kind of song, I guess, even if it does have like this electronic EDM feel, as soon as you introduce some chords like that, I guess the sentimentality is inevitable. But gosh, it was just very dramatic. And speaking of the lyrics, they're a little abstract. I do believe that because with the Mandarin translation to English, it comes across very just poetic and wordy. And I'm not about to read through all of them right now, but they are kind of just like a metaphor for life and time and space and love and it's a little bit like just like, can you just get to the point? But I do believe that after listening a little bit more, even though the kickback part threw me so off, I do believe that the song is about the tranquility and the peacefulness that one feels in life, and how they love to love life, and music sets them free, and they just feel very much like, nothing can hold them back.
Okay, I definitely didn't go that deep into it. I also was thrown. The kickback makes no sense in context with the rest of the lyrics.
No.
I was really just thinking like Kwangya, SM's new multiverse or whatever. They're just like these superheroes that like to sing about light and darkness and secrets and time, and like, I was like, okay, like that's as deep as I went with it. I was like, oh, this is like their whole like attempt at the multiverse thing going on here.
What? Yeah. Wow.
Going back to your vocals, Xiaojun, I'm not, I think I've said this before, I'm not big on like biases really.
Yeah.
But like he is for me in WayV, and like he is so good in every way, and I think he has one of the best voices in all of NCT, so he just always sounds amazing.
Yes. Oh my god.
And all of his harmonies and all the layers, his tone is just so beautiful. So anyway, that's my little fanboy moment for Xiaojun. Otherwise, I enjoy the production of this. I think I like that kind of deep vibrating bass, that kind of robotic kind of thing going on. And I like the drama of it. I like the very elegant kind of graceful strings.
Yes.
Then the echoing like O's in the back. Like I love that kind of mixed in with that kind of very robotic kind of nothing
good
chorus.
Contrast. Contrast. Yeah. It's like it gives me very much like, orchids surrounded by neon lights. It's just very, it's like very
like an
natural,
alien
beautiful.
planet.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Kwangya, everyone.
Oh God. Okay, guys, we haven't had a chance to talk about aespa, but between Chris and I don't like Kwangya. The whole forcing Kwangya in the lyrics, I don't like it.
All right, so who is your winner for this first round? What's your favorite song of these four?
My favorite song for the first round is Sticker. What about you? What is your winner?
Me too. The winner of the first round is Sticker.
Round 2.
We have NCTU with this baseball concept. Ooh, can I just... Woo, I love a good sports concept, okay? Even though it is not entirely original. Like we've been seeing this since Love Me Right with EXO and then Boy Groups prior. that doesn't mean I don't like to see the boys looking athletic. Okay, athletic. All right, athletic. Uh, that being said, what did you think about this, video?
Yeah, we had hockey last year with 90s Love, so it's
Right.
baseball this year, I guess.
Right.
Yeah. Well, so typical of SM videos, there is a lot going on in this video. There are so many scenes that last like a millisecond, and they probably took like hours to film. So I more so just have empathy for how much work they put into this video. And
3 days. They took 3 days to
Dang,
shoot it,
that's a
they
lot.
said. So you're right. Yeah.
But they all look great, of course.
Yeah.
I enjoy the scenes outside and inside. There's at night, there's during the day. There's just a lot to look at. I do kind of wish they kept the baseball theme going for every scene, though, just to tie it all in a little bit better. Because at some points it was like, why are they in a rusty wooden room? It didn't make any sense. And then they're in the locker room that's like in the dark. And then they're like playing, I don't know. It was just like a lot. So
yeah,
you know what? They look great.
Yeah,
I can't complain too much. I think that the main point of it was just that they would look good. So
yeah.
I don't know.
All right. So I agree with you in the sense of like, I wish they would have kept the cohesion a little bit more intact. There was a lot of Sandlot cul-de-sac performance, situation. I like that space. I do believe that with the lighting and like you said, the shadowiness of that locker room, it made it come across a lot darker because you have Jeno in that locker room being very aggressive. I mean, if his whole thing is supposed to be like the bad boy, cool guy kind of thing, he was definitely selling it, but it was almost too angsty. Like he was embodying the whole let's play ball part of it. But again, the lighting of that scene was just a little, it just didn't fit the theme of the song. It was just not, but he looked great. He's 21, I checked. But yeah, so and also I agree that that little rustic room that they were in, that neurotic TVXQ box that they were in,
was that the throw? Maybe that was the reference. I don't know.
I don't know. It was a little weird. And on top of that, them dancing in the suits looking like Reservoir Dogs with luchador masks toward the bridge. What was that? They were
I don't know.
Luchador masks.
I'm also confused by what that was.
It turned into a Tarantino film. It was just super random. And they were like, there was random B-roll of Shotaro or maybe Hei-chan, I think it was, sitting on a basketball court. I literally watched this video because I'm like, there has to be something I'm missing here. And then the random confetti scenes.
Yeah, they won a game that never happened. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, you know what? Like I said, at the end of the day, there really was no real concept. I think they're just like, we're just going to perform in these different spaces and look really good.
Yeah, this one I couldn't really come up with a theme with. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I will give a special shout out to Shotaro, though, despite him being on the wrong kind of ball at one point. I'm really glad he got to take part because apparently he's just in a dungeon for the past year. Because what has he been doing? But he's so good. Anyway. Like when he dances, he shines so much. Yeah. And he's such his solo moments were some of the best parts of the video for me. Like his solo dancing moments. So shout out to him. I hope he gets placed in a real unit or I don't know, something happens for him because it kind of sucked that he just like comes out of the underground, once a year to be like in one video,
No, you're right. Just for like, oh my God, he's alive. Like,
All right. So moving on to the next contestant. It is NCT 127 with Sticker. What did you think of this video?
What did I think? Oh my goodness. Ooh. Can I just say?
Yes, let's get this out of the way. Jaehyun looks really good. Let's get that out of the way.
Oh my God, thank you. Oh my God, yes. Usually when I say it, you're like, come on, girl. And I'm like, I'm sorry.
I know, but I've been converted. I mean, wow. Yeah, anyway, continue.
But yeah, no, you're right. He does look really good. And speaking of him looking good, I love that they have him and Taeyong kind of doing like this standoff, going on there, looking at each other, and they're like, yeah, man, what you gonna do? I love that. It kind of just it sets the tone already. We have this whole spaghetti Western mix with like a neon future in Vegas. It was like the Grand Old Opry on the Vegas Strip. I was here for it, The video was really warm in color. And I think that kind of just goes back to what I was saying about Let's Play Ball, right? So you have all these sunsets and golden hours and blue hours, but the neon that was there to kind of make it look very just opulent. So you have like this natural kind of quote unquote setting of lighting. It's like, oh, it's how sweet and sentimental. And then you get to the neon, it's like, yeah, I'm flashy. And this song has those bits of it, those sentimental moments, those flashy moments, and the delivery and the choreography. I love the opulence with with Teo sitting there with his little puppy, and all these products are popping up. And then there's so many different moments for each of these members, even though it comes across pretty randomly. I think that's kind of the point where it's like, pick a suitor. One of these guys will be the guy that you like. Each of them has a specific charm. Like Haechan, he is chivalrous. He's stopping Jungwoo from popping your heart, so he gets him with his lasso. You have flashy Mark with his car, his lowrider that randomly appears. I don't know how they get that in Korea. It's a lowrider. It gave me very much cholo, but again, it's things like that where you're like, why are these guys just sitting here looking really good? It's because they're purposely meant to look like suitors. I mean, they look good though.
Yes, this is the Bachelor in Kwangya. Or the Bachelorette, I guess. But yeah, I also loved the bright red, orange, yellow. Like I think of that color now. Like when I think of this, when I hear the song, which then is a little jarring because the album is like lime green or neon green. And then I'm like, no, but it should be like orange. Anyway, that's just But anyway, really loved the whole video. It's one of those that you do kind of picture it every time you listen to the song, and I think that's what you want, with this. Yes. I thought the leather styling is really cool in it, and both the black and the white, the whole kind of like cowboy, futuristic cowboy alien astronaut situation they have going on. I thought it was it was done really well and a really great take on the style. I also think, the cinematography in it is really cool. A lot of the zooming in and out, like with the lasso scenes, I thought was like really effective. And just a super entertaining video. And I think it did its job of making me like the song more.
All right, up next is NCT DREAM's Hot Sauce video. And I really like this video. It's really cute. It's fun. And it has more of a storyline than any of the other videos that we're going to talk about, honestly. I think the South American inspired music video is so much fun. We have like the bodega / restaurant scenes in the first verse, with the fans were spinning slow AF. I'm like, yo, those are the little details that I appreciate with the set design. These kids are at a restaurant, they're at the storefront with the dirt road, and they're trying to make a hustle right now, and they're trying to figure out what the sauce is, like what's the secret sauce, and it's the hot sauce. I mean, there's so many little details, like I said, that I really appreciate, and even though it's simple, nothing went overlooked. There are scenes where we get a view of the boys looking inside of the bottle, trying to figure out what to throw in it, and I'm just like, this is perfect. They're once they do figure out what the special sauce is, their eyes enlarge, and you see Jaemin and I think, oh my goodness, who else is it? Is it Haechan? I think they drink the sauce and their eyes get bigger. Yeah. And then once they figure out what the sauce is, it hits the world literally with this giant hot sauce bottle. Yes. And they go viral because of their own recording and them streaming and things like that. And then at the end, you realize when you see all their little ads that they created this Neo cooking technology, and that the secret recipe was the boys. Their own sauciness made the product. Like they were so saucy, they made hot sauce. And I'm like, that's a little cheesy, but I like it. What about you? What did you think about the video? I thought it was not bad.
Love this video. I think it's so much fun. I think with a song named Hot Sauce, like that's already such a great concept, right? Even that will like give you so many ideas already, and they fully delivered. I love the scene with the giant bottle in the desert. I love them kind of messing around the kitchen. I think all of it was just really fun and just super entertaining. We'll talk more about the dance routine later, but the dance routine is so good. And so just even the dance scenes were awesome. And it's been really fun seeing them, like, because obviously we knew them as like kids, basically, when they first came out. So seeing their growth has been really great. And I think it's, again, shout out to Mark. He's literally in like, is he in all these videos? I guess except for WayV, but like he's working this year. But I'm really glad he came back. I think they needed him actually, because he's so good just naturally in terms of charisma and performance ability, and it pushes the rest of them to kind of match him.
I agree.
And so him coming back was, it has really helped elevate the group as a whole as performers.
Jeno's jawline too.
Sure. And Jaemin also is killing it. He's another one who's like, his growth has been absolutely amazing. So like he really stood out to me in this video as well. But overall, thoroughly enjoyed this video. Very entertaining. it goes back to the idea. I don't like the song, but I very much enjoy watching them perform it. So
Yeah, agreed.
yeah.
Agreed. Well, wait, hang on, wait. I don't agree. I like the song. I understand. I understand.
Our final contestant is WayV with kick it back. So yeah, this video was for me very uninspired. Nothing happens in this. It's just another fashion video. What did you think of the video?
Someone's gonna say, shut her up. She keeps laughing because I think it's funny because I have a completely opposite.
Oh, you loved it.
No, okay, hang on, wait. I'm not that. Maybe not complete opposite. But I do agree with the fact that there's just a bunch of pretty boys in pretty rooms. What I will say is that I do enjoy the infinite mirror situation. It harkens back to like one of my favorite movies, Enter the Dragon by Bruce Lee, obviously. But yeah, I mean, the whole infinite mirror situation, I love that look. It makes everything look more vast and expansive. They looked amazing in those scenes too. Like they look so dreamy. And then based on the lyrics though, just going back to what you said about the room and being like a fashion music video, I think the lyrics correlate to the video. I think the empty rooms and other random spaces are like based on the ideas of finding like peace and tranquility and whatever. And in this case, it may be in music. Again, I could be reaching, but it's about like finding oneself. Like there's like this random spinning light scene where Ten is looking inside of this. He's essentially looking inside that circular like Swiss cheese looking thing. And it looks like the guys are dancing inside of the little Swiss cheese looking thing with the portholes. And it's really weird. I know it's really weird. Again, I might be reaching, but they're inside of a titanium hallway, and there's an escape hatch at the end of that hallway that one of the members pulls down, and the sets are either tight in space or give the illusion of death. So I think they're meant to be like artistic and free themselves from whatever reality you want in this world. And I think that's really kind of made even more apparent to me when you look at the room with the cactus sky thing flipped upside down and then the clouds at the bottom. Like the guys are like kind of going crazy in there, and it's covered by red silk, and they're hiding in the red silk. And so as artistic and like, you know, artsy fartsy as it is, I think there was a point. Again,
I appreciate the analysis because I was just like I appreciate that because clearly I didn't think as deeply about it.
I was getting so annoyed.
That was good. What
is this video? Thank you. I tried. Thank you.
No, that was really good. Because I'm just kind of not that into this video. But you know, now I'll rewatch it knowing all that stuff. But you know what? I'm gonna give another shout out to Xiaojun and Ten.
Oh, God, yes.
Clear stars. Yes. Clear stars.
Yes. And also a little shout out to Henry. He is so cute to me. With the pink hair. He is so cute to me. He's adorable. He just has such an innocent face when he's trying to be all tough, like kick back, we did that. I'm like, get out of here, it's your cute self. So it's kind of hard to sell it. Certain things, like certain concepts for them, I'm just like,
I agree.
Even with Lucas, they're so young in the face, they're so young in age that when they kind of deliver certain songs like Love Talk, maybe it's too sexy.
Yes, I agree. They've been kind of given this character of being like the sexy ones, I guess, of like the sexy unit. Not so much with this song, but like in general. I guess actually in this video, yes, because it is just a lot of like smizing at the camera. But I agree, not all of them can fully pull that off. And I think part of it is maturity, but part of it is also maybe just personality. So it does feel a little forced, but Xiaojun and Ten, not so much. They kill it. All right. So, okay, I'll tell you who my winner is for the video section. You know, I'm actually going to go hot sauce with this one.
Shoot.
Yeah. Oh, how about you?
I want to pick hot sauce too, but we keep having the same answer.
Why is that a bad thing?
You're right. Together we can shoot the moves of the rain.
Final round.
All right, let's talk about the performances and the choreography, which is really the highlight for me when it comes to NCT for the most part. So the first contestant is NCTU with Let's Play Ball Universe. I already shouted out Shotaro, but I'm going to say it again because even in the dance practice, he stands out, man. Like
Mhm.
even when he's doing a really subtle move, like just a shoulder or just like a
Yeah.
head or something, like he
Yeah.
does it better than everyone else. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But his
Mhm.
God, he's just like made to dance. The choreography, it's of course it's great. The
Uh-huh.
musicality is really good. It looks a lot of grooves. It looks really
Yeah.
fun. The
Mhm.
formations are really great. They love the V formation in this one,
Yeah.
which is used quite a lot.
Mhm.
But yeah, I can't really fault it. What do you think?
Speaking of the V formation, I looked at it and I thought, oh, it looks like a baseball diamond. It may have been
Oh,
intentional. It may have, I could be completely wrong. And if so, fine, whatever. But I just thought imagery wise, it's the front of a baseball diamond. They could have made a full diamond, but I think that would have been kind of counterproductive for like the formations and the song. Like we don't need to make an actual diamond for them, right?
yeah.
But I like the little V formations. The footwork was super heavy in this dance, and I love that. There's a lot of kicking, and I think because the arms are going, there's a lot of arms as well. But the it's all footwork mostly. It's just kind of disguised with some like nice isolations of the hands as well. And I'm like, oh, the hands are kind of staccato, but the feet are kicking. Even when they do let's play ball, there's like this weird kick thing that they have to do, and it looks
Mhm.
like they're gonna fall over, but it's meant to kind of look a little crazy, like, hey, we're in here. The chorus has moves that look like ronde-jambs and tendus. So for like non-dancers, like tendus are like when you glide your foot on the floor and slide it back. They do that for the you're my universe, da da da, and there's like a slight ronde-jambe there, and there's foot shuffles in the in-betweens of the chorus and kickball changes. Again,
Mhm.
I like that because it it makes nice just first of all, it helps the dancers travel because there's nothing worse than they're having a dance and you can see them struggling to get where they need to go because it's like pose and freeze and go. Like they're kicking to where they need to get and they will get there. I love that. It makes it very kinetic, it makes it
Mhm.
really energetic. I like that in the pre-chorus with Haechan and I forget who else. Darn. But Haechan is dancing in that pre-hook. They use it for the final chorus. So the final chorus is different. And it kind of, again, as confusing as it is, it makes it more of an entertaining, more of a crescendo, a
Mhm.
climax for the choreography. And again, Shotaro was getting it. He was. But I have to say, Yang, I'll say
Mm.
Yang. He was coming up from the rear at all times and hitting moves. There you go. Hey Chan and him were doing a part in the pre-hook and he's in there pop, pop. And I'm like, oh, okay, we like this. His head would go down at a certain point. No one else is doing it. He stood out in fun ways. Even though he didn't have like a full-on solo, he would pop up like, here I am, doing
Mhm.
something really hot. You love me. And yes, sir, I did. So up next with the NCT 127 sticker choreography, I have to say that the dance is great. There's so many little moments of isolations and pauses. I like that they were dancing on that gritty, fuzzy bass in the
Mhm.
intro. I love the silhouette in the video. I love how it looks like they're coming to life. And their
Yeah.
formations are really interesting. I think a highlight for me is the second verse choreo when they're those isolation on the flute. Oh my god, it was like doo, 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 doo. I'm not gonna do it right now because I don't know the choreography. But when I look at it, it's delicious. It makes the flute section a little bit more palpable for me.
Mhm.
And each member really gets to stand out more than usual in this dance. So like as opposed to like the one soul kernel in the back of the room, like with the universe dance, everyone gets a moment. Like, and it's isolated. It's like purposely isolated. It's not just like group, 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 group. Hi, group, group. It was like, hey, it's my part. I'm dancing while the other ones are kind of posing. Hey, it's my part. I'm dancing while the other one's body rolling.
Mhm.
It's really nice and it gives everyone an opportunity to really shine. And it really adds to that whole choose your boo concept I have for the video and the lyrics.
There's a lot of use of pictures in this choreo, which is really
Mm,
nice. And
mhm.
we when we say pictures, we mean when there's like stillness.
Yeah.
So either as a whole group, all of them just like pause or really
Yeah.
slow motion on the sides while
Yeah.
someone's in the middle or a couple
Yeah.
people are in the middle. It's nice to see choreography that isn't too crazy. I think K-pop choreography has gotten kind of ridiculous in
Yes.
many for many groups,
Yeah.
to the point where it's like almost impossible like to do it smoothly and perform it and
Yeah.
sing, like it's
Hmm.
just so I appreciate that this choreo actually isn't as crazy as like Kick It, for
Yeah.
example.
Yeah.
It really allows them to breathe. There's a lot of smooth moments. There are a lot of body rolls in it. Like
Hmm.
it really gives them a chance to actually like sit in the pocket a little bit more.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
appreciated that. In terms of the chorus, choreography. I love it. You know, it goes back to I think the ideal for
Mhm.
K-pop choreography
Yeah.
is you have something in there that the fans can all know and do.
Yes. Yeah.
And you get that with the song, with the sticker, right? You have the
Yeah, with
first
the
one that's
hands,
with
yeah.
the hands, and you have the one where the hands are like
The lotion.
closing into each other. Yeah. So I
Mhm.
knew that from the first time I watched the video, you know?
Mhm.
And so I think that was really well done.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I think it's really effective. I think as a whole,
Mhm.
Taeyong, I mean,
Yeah.
just a perfect pop
Oh
star.
my
Like literally
gosh,
every
yes.
time he performs and he turns it on, he's just so effortless. There's just a ton of
Mhm.
charisma.
Mhm.
I love Yuta. Yuta has a little moment in the second verse.
Yeah.
He's so underrated in my opinion, just as a pop star. I did watch a couple performances of this. Can I just say, Jungwoo, you have a great voice, man, but you need to work on your lip syncing because
He has Muppet mouth.
a little bit, because the problem is okay, NCT tends to lip sync a lot. Well, K-pop groups in general have now gone back to lip syncing, which is a whole other rant I won't go on right now. But like when you have like sticka, right?
Yeah.
Like there's like but he's doing like sticka, like the way his mouth is going, it's like not the way he recorded it.
Right.
And it like
Right.
it takes me out of the performance.
Yeah.
So got to work on
Because
that,
you're trying
man.
to figure out why his lip flaps are not tapping at the
Yeah.
right time. And
But
yeah.
other than that, he sounds great. Don't get me wrong. I love his
Yeah.
"you treat me like a boy" or whatever.
Yes.
So good.
Oh my
Yeah, it's
God, I
so
love it.
sassy. But yeah, just
But
gotta
his
work on
delivery,
that
lip sync.
a little bit because it
Yeah.
is distracting for me. In general, performance is great. They're so good. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Yeah. Moving on to NCT Dream with Hot Sauce. This dance routine looks so fun. I wish I had learned this. Like
Right.
it's so good. Again, this all circles back to the fact that I feel like the song's made for performance.
Mhm.
But that whole, I guess you can call it a chorus moment, the slow shoulder roll
Yeah.
into the mixing bowl or
Yeah.
whatever. Love it. Again, very memorable. Love the leg swivel when they start doing the chants.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And Mark, again, kills that. I mean, the rest of them look good, but like he just stands out for me. Just a really great piece of choreography.
I love that little hot sauce foot thing because it looks like they're shaking a bottle of hot sauce. You know, you shake a bottle, it's not like down here, you're shaking it by your shoulder and they have it. Just to have that choreographed, like you said, the little details matter. And like you said about sticker, having something that fans can readily kind of access in their mind, that is absolutely perfect. I just have to give a shout out to my little baby G song. He was giving it to you in that intro. They were like, it was like hot sauce. He said clap, 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 tick, tack. And I was just like, why is he going so hard? And it's not that he wasn't going, it's not that he was going hard. He just knows how to punctuate his movements very well. When he even like there's like subtleties in the grooves for the pre-hooks, he was in such a nice pocket. He used like little kind of slight pops or like, you know, nice stops to punctuate those grooves. I mean, you can even see it in the part where he goes, I'm the one, what you want, what you want, what you want. That solo part, he has a solo for a reason. But yeah, I think a real highlight for me in this choreography was the pre-hook with Mark, Haechan, and Chanle. The glide transition from Mark's part, him going backwards while the two come forward, and then the movement of them going from a vertical line to a diagonal line. I was like, yo, this is so smooth. And the fact that it's just the three of them made it even more clean. But I could only imagine what they would do if they had all the members do it, you know, like the windows. But I loved the three of them there. It was great. Last but certainly not least is WayV with their kickback dance. And even though the lyrics don't make sense in sense of a verse to chorus, that chorus section is fire. Considering how me and Chris keep doing the choreography, listeners on the podcast, sorry, y'all can't really see us dancing, but we dancing, we going off. And with good reason. Like that part is so fire. I forgot what other member tried to learn it from NCT or like the SM company, but I remember seeing videos like SM artists trying to do the kickback dance. It's fun. And I love how they keep trying to add more versions of kicks in the choreography. I only know the main part though. But that being said, this dance is really, oh my God, it's so beautiful. Like I said, with Xiaojun and Ten's part being so dramatic, there is like a symphony of music going on in the background, and the dancing reflects that. In the dance practice, you see Xiaojun going on the floor and reaching and kind of doing like this little arch of his back and things like that. On the performance, he's doing something a little more sexy. Yeah. But even in the second pre-chorus, they're doing movements that allow for them to sustain. They're lifting their arms and doing a
Yeah.
wave. And the thing about like doing slow movements like that, I think a lot of like beginner dancers don't know, is like when you do like a slow move, keep going, like have it go from your shoulder to your elbow to your fingertips, and you can see these guys
Mhm.
literally just it's like they're
Finish the
moving.
movements. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's in slow motion. It's freaking gorgeous. And I love how much space this dance has. Like it really, each section allows for a member, for a certain group of members to dance, go behind another member, go behind this member, go off stage, come back. And it makes the dance look less congested.
Mhm.
No offense to the prior groups, but there's something nice about leaving. Make me miss you.
Yeah.
Uh,
It adds
but
to the dynamic of the whole performance as well. Yeah.
exactly. It just looks so nice. And I love to see how people run off the stage, because back in the day, watching people do those ballet runs off the stage or like literally like kick back to get off the stage, it's like, oh God. So it's nice to see them do those transitions. What do you think about the choreography?
I really like the choreography to this.
Mhm.
I have to say, I haven't learned any of these, but
Mhm.
just from watching it, I would guess that this one's actually the hardest one of
Yeah.
the four.
Yeah.
The amount of range of movement that you need for it is
Mhm.
really tough. There's some
Mhm.
super sharp moments in the
Yeah.
verses. There are those kind of flowy, kind of more contemporary moments
Mhm.
that you were mentioning in the dramatic parts, but the chorus is all grooves. It is
Yeah.
all grooves and footwork. And I can
Yeah.
tell you, like, footwork is the hardest to do and keep consistent across a group of
Yes.
people, because
Yes.
naturally the way your body moves, like when your
Mhm.
feet are moving, it's different for everyone. Like just
Yeah.
naturally, everyone has a very different groove.
Yeah.
And so trying to get that to look clean and consistent across
Yes.
many different people is
Mhm.
really tough, and they do a really good job of that. Yes,
Yeah.
if you get really nitpicky and you watch each one individually, you can see some differences, but overall as a group, they're together. The groove
Yeah.
is there,
Totally.
and they look really good as a group. And
Mhm.
I think we've been saying this, that like they're just a really talented unit. Like
Yeah.
they are very consistent, and I feel like if you compare them within all of NCT, I think all of them would rank in like the top half of dancers, pretty much.
Yeah.
Maybe
They're
except Lucas,
solid.
but
Oh, he's not a good dancer.
I
He's
do
not a good
have to.
dancer.
I'm sorry.
He's not.
Yeah, he's not. I do have to shout out Ten again,
Yeah.
though. Oh man,
Yeah.
he, like Shotaro does, like I had mentioned previously, he just, even in the back, he stands out in a good way. Like
Yeah.
his movement
Totally.
is just so natural, and just like he just has a natural X factor.
I agree.
So yeah,
Yeah.
really impressive choreo, and yeah, I think I would probably look horrible doing this. So I appreciate it more because of that. Like it looks hard. Yeah.
No, I agree with you totally. And like you said, the dynamic range in this dance is probably the most expansive out of all of them. So y'all listen, when Chris says hot, it's hot, okay? And he's a better dancer than I am. So this is the truth. We're pretty even, no?
I think we're even. All right. So what wins the choreography / performance round for you?
The dance I choose is hot sauce. Hot sauce. What about you?
I will also choose hot sauce.
As my final selection, though, my final winner, it would be Sticker. I give it to Sticker. My final winner is Sticker. What about you?
I also give it to Sticker. Can't even say Sticker anymore. You have to say it like they do. All right, awesome. Let us know what wins the pop off for you in the comments below, or if you're listening on Spotify, we're gonna make a poll. Otherwise, just hit us up on our social media accounts at CCTV Pops. Let us know what else you think of NCT and all their units, and what else you'd like us to feature in this pop-off series. Please give us a like, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell. And for our listeners, give us a rating and review on your podcast platform of choice. Until next time, that's Shan.
That's Chris.
And we are CCTV.
Bye.